Hey YouTube, this is Rack City. I'm Roland.
I'm Rose.
And Nikki.
And this is...
To Your Eternity, episode 16.
Yeah.
We're not there yet. Episode 16. So last time we left off, we lost Hyro, Kai, and Messar.
Yeah, though I doubt for long.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Their bodies are there. Let's
just
go.
spawn their bodies and look at them longingly.
Yeah.
Missing them.
Yeah, they really... the show wrote itself into a corner. He had to spawn their bodies, but no scenario exists where it makes sense why he does that.
There's none.
Without knowing.
No.
Yeah.
I thought of one.
What's that?
Like maybe he changes into one of them, and in his morning he stays in that form, and then something happens, and he leaves, drops out of the body to go into another body. You know, sometimes he does that. Then one of them would be there, and then that one resurrects, and you realize it works, and it does it to the other ones. Easy.
That could work, actually.
Maybe it just takes too long. They didn't have time.
Yeah. Maybe they realize how much they're teasing the audience.
Yeah, maybe. But maybe we'll figure out how much they're teasing the audience in this episode. Guys, remember to hit the like button. Remember to hit the subscribe button. And also check out the Patreon in the description to see these episodes a whole week early, as well as the uncut version of these episodes. And also check out the description to see the link to our merch store. Let's get right into the show. Discussion! Oh,
Great episode.
oh,
A lot happened.
oh!
Not everything we wanted to happen happened, but things happened.
Close enough.
Yes.
Yes. So we come back and Fushi's back and he's changing every 5 seconds or
Right,
so.
because every time he feels like he's about to pass out, he's just trying to keep conscious. He was like, unconsciousness is the enemy right now.
Yes.
Yeah, so they kind of shifted it a bit, because last episode they were talking about how it's basically the soul that was being worn down.
Yeah.
And now they've gone back to the body itself is what's getting worn down.
Yeah.
So I guess it's kind of both.
Both,
They kind of
yeah.
changed. It feels like they shifted it over to more just the body this
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, with everything he did, he should have been passing out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he did pass out last episode, so we know he was getting worn down.
Yeah. But maybe there's just like a kind of a trick to re-energizing, because you get a new body with like a new amount of like chemicals going on, but because of the mind, it kind of changes things really rapidly.
Yeah, I can buy that.
Like the mental exhaustion manifests within 5 seconds to make him pass out, so he changes before that.
Right.
Yep.
And one thing he found that when he's as Hyro, he could stay longer because he could fight he could fight the sensations more, but then he couldn't tell when he was hurt.
Yeah.
He's like, oh.
He didn't feel the pain of the world.
Yeah, the world or himself. So he had to change still.
Yeah, so when Fushi's on his own and he goes on a solo mission, maybe in like season 3 or something, I can imagine he turns into Hyro more often.
Maybe. Yeah, probably.
He has an automatic crossbow. That's pretty easy.
Rapid fire.
And confirmed that a couple things confirmed. Number one, they're not immortal after they come back.
Yeah.
Number two, he can still change into them, so there can be 2 of them existing. So that deals with most of the questions of the immortality thing. They just come back alive for a while.
Yeah, so the horse is just special. The regeneration.
Yes. And then, of course, what we expected, they kind of lost all sense of death and humanity. It's like, just killed themselves. Like, seriously?
I was like, is this thing loaded? It's like, don't worry, guys, I'll figure a way. And like, he did not move an inch after that one. Everyone's like, guy was smiling the whole time.
Yeah, it's like,
he's like, oh,
you ready? It looked like he was going to blow his own head off.
He was going to.
And it's like, no, do me first.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
They're having a little bit of fun.
They are.
But
they are enjoying their immortality for the moment.
it's concerning.
It is
But
concerning.
for now, it's a good thing because he's been alone for so long.
Yeah. And he feels, even though because he doesn't understand the situation, he feels like, oh, I have real immortal friends now. And technically, the way it functions, yes, because he can just bring them back anytime.
Yeah.
Functional immortality.
Yeah. It's like Zombie Man from One Punch Man. Like, he still feels all the pain. He's just like, dang it. And it just comes back.
And then the other thing I was going to say, the thing that's going to ruin their story, and then the lie is going to come around, whoever is going to get in trouble for this lie, March is alive.
Yeah.
And we know she's alive because she also disconnected the rope, which they did point out is because the rope was disconnected, that they could come back. So if March comes back alive, it means it's not special to them, because they were saying, oh, it's just the way our mortality works.
I wonder if that's how Bond explained it to them, or them also kind of trying to hide the Like going along with Bond not telling him the whole thing.
For the sake of their relationship, I hope Bond takes all the blame because he deserves it.
He does.
Yeah.
And I think they had to have seen the others following Fushi around on the other side because ghosts can see each other.
Mm-hmm.
So they're lying to an extent, but I would believe it if Bond just didn't tell them exactly
The whole
how
thing.
it worked.
Mm-hmm.
But it wouldn't. It would surprise me if Toneri on the other side didn't fill them in on anything either, because she seems to be very active with information.
Yeah. Although they were only dead for like what, maybe 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, the whole night. Remember they were died and he was unconscious.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I just thought of one other.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go.
No, I was just thinking through it. Yeah.
Now, I was just saying one other thing that also is confirmed. They keep their memories.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yes. So that means March remembers everything.
Yeah, the handprints and everything.
Yes. They didn't talk about their life in the afterworld, but
I mean, there's not really a whole lot of time to sit and have tea.
true. And I guess, wait a minute. I guess that still could leave that, like, maybe they don't remember their time in the afterworld. Because that's important for March, following him around for so many years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I still hold out for that. Especially since she just left a random handprint on a wall. She's like, this will get his attention.
Maybe it does because maybe they do keep their memories because after Messar woke up, he just smiled. Like,
Yeah,
hey,
it's like, yeah.
it worked.
Yeah, that's true. It's like he was waiting around.
Yeah, he said, I'm going to be pissed if this doesn't work.
Yes.
That'd be so funny.
Bud is like taking the biggest risk. It's like, I saw this work once. It should technically, theoretically.
Please.
Big side experience.
So I'm just going to fold this into something that happened on way later. So Kohaku was saying that Bond's just trying to elevate his own position.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, I'm wondering if there is a grain of truth in that, because we've been trying to figure out a reason for Bond lying this whole time.
Yeah.
And he had to, like, bribe Marge. He's trying to get Marge not to go into the body and stuff like that. So it's just, Bond's being so suspicious. He's acting weird.
Yeah.
I can see good coming out of this. Like, his reasoning being he doesn't want to overwhelm Fushi or something. But he's giving us nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, it really does look like Kohaku's right.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Kohaku, I feel like he's partially right, but he's also got that crazy in there.
Yeah.
Where he wants to free Fushi of this curse and everything, and we can't get past the whole point. The Knocker said Battlement 10 was going to get attacked. Don't go there. And Battlement 9 got attacked.
Yes.
Why did that happen?
Yeah.
You know, I guess they could have lied to him because didn't Knocker
It's happened before.
But yeah, remember they've lied to this Knocker, and they could have just spoke it out loud so that we're gonna attack this Battlement just because they know he's there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's just his wording and the language he used afterwards with the whole freeing them of pain by doing nothing to other people being pain. It sounded weird.
Sounded very knockery. Especially his knocker, even though it's not the knockers, this particular knocker has come to certain conclusions.
Yeah.
So, and we know this knocker doesn't like the Black Master. So Kohaku is more towards that end, like he's a demon and he's hurting Fushi, using Fushi,
which is too bad. It's a weird circle of just people trying to use Fushi to different extents. So is his understanding of what makes humans perfect is the fact that they can die?
Yes, I'm wondering. That's why I was like, it kind of differs from the knockers a little bit that way because they think even existing in the body is bad.
Yeah, any existence is bad.
So he is maybe more of the Guardian mindset still mixed in there. I don't know.
It's so contradictory. I don't even know if maybe it'll come up later where like he'll figure out that his knocker brain and his regular human brain are contradicting each other, but I don't know. It's confusing.
And so something else we learned. So the knockers, they can steal the bodies from Fushi if they get Fushi, but they can't steal it from the others like Messer when they're off detached. Yeah. Either that or they haven't figured out what's going on. Something like that, maybe. But I imagine they just can't because that's not an immortal body. That's just a human body.
I'm wondering if it's maybe because when Fushi changes into it, it's just a vessel, whereas when it's somebody else's body, it's like their Phi and their vessel connected to be the same person. So it just kills them.
It reminds me, they tried to take Gugu way back when. Remember they stabbed him? Yeah. And then nothing happened, so maybe it's just that. Yeah. Like you're saying.
Probably.
Yeah. But the knockers also learned to take over live animals.
Oh, yes. They're controlling the birds. Huge problem.
Imagine once they figure out, oh, right, insects don't exist in this world.
Right. It's like insects. That would be, but they're also pretty big. Because you see in the birds, they're like their things are sticking out.
Yeah.
So
wormy worms can be wormy.
Yeah, but their worms are still attached. They have to come from a body. Even though if once they go in, they can infect and hurt, but they don't take over. You know what I mean?
Start making tiny little knockers.
That's what I was gonna say. They're gonna make like downsize.
Size variety.
Yeah.
Biological warfare.
Yeah. Yes, basically.
Well, they already tried that actually with the poisoning the water with something.
Yeah.
They had poison in their bodies.
Yeah, they poisoned themselves.
And then they died.
Yeah. They're really committed.
Yeah. I think there's a way that they can. There must be a way that they can come back. Like they can make new bodies.
Well,
yeah, the process of creating one hasn't been told to us yet.
No, but so there's a couple of things that I'm thinking about with this. Number one, if there's a way for them to make more of themselves, it would make sense why they would just suicide. But on the other hand, this could just be, this is all out war. This is our last effort, grandstand. We do what we have to do. Mm-hmm. But then the master is like, all knockers in existence have come
here. Yeah.
So it sounds like there's a finite number of them, and not necessarily that they can make more of themselves. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Or it's a big process to make some,
maybe.
And so it's like they're committing to right now. They can't be bothered making more.
Right. So maybe they that's why they lay down for so long. Lay low. Sorry. They're just like making more of themselves and it takes time. That's
underground or something.
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
The only other thing I wanted to make mention of is with the immortality. So Fushi, he ages in his body if he stays there long enough, which means the master and whatever, they can age in their bodies. Mm-hmm. But because he copied them at that point in time, if he made another body, would the body be aged up too? Because the template that he took from is aging up, or would it not? Because the template stays forever because he already took it at that point.
I thought about this, and I think that he's constantly like having a backup of them as they age, because Toneri, he tried to turn into Toneri when he only remembered her when she was young, but then he realized the lady was Toneri because he changed and it was her body. It was older Toneri.
Yeah, that's true. So he has the latest version that he knows of them. It's the latest thing he has in his consciousness.
He has the latest BIOS update.
Yes.
The thing is, I'm just wondering, because they died, so when he took the copy, right? Because he could then turn into them. So because they died, is that like the cutoff? Like, this is now my template. Oh. Yeah, so like, does it continue to update now that they're back? And like they get old in their body, will he be
that's
old?
A good point. I think
he took the template when they were dead, young.
No, I think
so.
No,
go ahead.
I was gonna say that I think it can update because going back to the Toneri, he knew her as a child that he changed into that form. Oh no, he never did. He never changed to that form.
No, I don't think he could.
No. But I would think it would update because it's based on his consciousness of them and his knowledge of them. And that's why he can do what they can do. Mm-hmm. So he makes a new March. March grows up, and that's going to be the new version when she dies again, I think.
Mm-hmm. And also why Sandal is just as old as exactly how he saw him last.
Right, because then he goes off and dies older. Mm-hmm. Same with Reen, Uzman.
Mm-hmm.
You know what could happen? After this fight is over, if their mission is to Fushi, they kill themselves and they just wait in the spirit realm until he calls them, so that they don't age.
Kills Bond too, so he gets spirit seeing. He could just hang out with them all the time.
Yeah. It's like, all right, now I could use some backup, and he pulls them into existence so they don't age.
Yeah, that's a good point. I feel like all of them would do that too. That's the thing. Like
they're so committed to Fushi.
To Fushi, yes, they're so committed. They're just like, I'm here for the rest of my existence, however long that is.
Yeah, Toneri's whole life, she's like, I've been building this body.
Yes, to give it to him
to be the best kung fu master and poison resistance.
Yeah,
and it makes sense. I mean, like, we have real world examples of fake gurus and people who can like give you special powers, and people commit their lives to them because they think it's something bigger, a higher calling. So I can absolutely believe that as soon as they figure out you're immortal, you can do what people would absolutely fall in line.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Especially if you realize that the state of you can be useful for that other person after you're dead. You'd be like, oh yeah, this is
my job
condition.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger my whole life.
Can't go back to normal life after that.
No, it's like that. You have that knowledge. How can you go back?
Mm-hmm.
And then you just super specialize into one thing, like what's his name, Sandal becoming a doctor. I guess he wanted to be a doctor before, but I'm pretty sure he probably went hard on it after he met Fushi.
Probably.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, the other thing I have is March message.
March message, yes.
Message of March.
What a callback.
March Madness.
Wow.
I didn't even remember that.
I'm so glad they wrote the they
information.
gave her the little voiceover because I was like, that means something and I remember it, but I couldn't remember what it meant.
Yeah, me too.
Me neither. But yeah.
It means March is doing great.
I wonder where she is right now. I know she's looking for him, but like, where is she? And is she surviving? I'm sure she is, but I hope so.
Yeah, that's a blood handprint. Isn't it?
No, it's mud.
I can't believe she took her own blood to make
Also, it's very high.
Yeah, well, she's a climber. Remember she climbed. He scaled a wall to get to Piran with March's body.
This is true. I forgot that.
That is true, but I still think he like pushed her to her.
That's true.
Goes peak human.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe
not.
But also, so they had a massive trebuchet off in the forest that was shooting the
that's,
knockers in the first place.
Yes,
Pretty interesting.
Humongous. Where did they get that schematic?
Yeah. Also, how are they making this stuff? Like, is the whole thing a knocker?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because they have the core, and they make everything around the core.
Yeah, because remember, that's what they did when they were about to take the boy. They made a bear. Because they had stolen the bear, and they made it around. Okay. So, the only thing is they usually form with things that they can form. Like, forms.
Well, they formed with wood. And they've formed with stone before, so I guess they can just use
with anything
materials on hand.
Yeah, so that's an older upgrade. They were able to do it, but they didn't do it en masse or a lot. But it was just kind of a progression step. Now is the first time we're seeing them make full-on buildings out of it.
Yeah, that's true.
They just decided to make like a whole castle out in the distance.
What are the odds that one of those mountains is a knocker?
It's just a mountain.
It's just a giant mountain.
Just a knocker.
Giant knocker. I don't know.
There's little knocker highways in the middle. Just see knockers walking down their knocker streets.
It's knocker streets.
Is that everything?
Yeah. So.
Maybe we'll see more knocker streets in the next episode. Guys, remember to hit the like button. Remember to hit the subscribe button. Also, check out the Patreon in the description to see these episodes a whole week early, as well as the uncut version of these episodes. And also check out the description to see the link to our merch store. We will see you guys in the city. Bye. Oh, bye.
Special thanks to our patrons: Nicole Jones, Elephant Logic, Michaela Jones, Brian, and Alex.